for instance, is not mentioned a lot, is that arts is very much part of the story of a society. And we are here in the old Parliament House, part of the story of Australia. Opposite is the National Library, the National Museum, and these are bringers of a national identity. And as such, they serve a tremendous function within our society. Right? That is important for the self-awareness of every member of Australia. It is taught at school. Kids see pictures of it almost compulsorily. It invades history curricula, and as such, it is clearly a part of what makes us a community. And without that, Australia, to a certain extent, couldn't exist. As to the measurement of that kind of value, it depends a little bit on the kind of question one asks. But the best measurement for this kind of value is elections. Right? Is that it is basically elected representatives who represent what their community thinks is of importance. And it's there where a lot of these debates plays out. So the interesting thing about democracy is, to a certain extent, it is a search for what is of value of people. Right? Elections reflect as to, well, what it is that people are willing to vote for. And in that sense, I would say that arts is on a very secure footing. Right? The need, particularly for a story of Australia and for a sense of where its cultural belongings and future are, does call for this kind of community symbols and institutions. And I think that that'll always win out of the ballot box. If we're, however, thinking about a particular institution muscling in for some subsidy money, then we are talking about, well, does it make people happier to live in the surroundings? Does it attract more tourists in? And that is a very, very difficult research project. And we can talk at length about that, but that is damn hard. Right? That is damn hard. But I think we will be looking at a future in which that's normal.
But do you think, so if I could just ask one follow-on question before passing over to Andy. I mean, right now it seems as though when we try to measure our value, what we mostly do is count things that are easily quantifiable. How many people showed up? How many people were of this race? How many people were of that race? How many people were this old? How many people were that old? How many people made this much money? And that we're not really tracking on any level, at least that I'm aware of on a regular basis, this perhaps deeper meaning or engagement or understanding or trust or whatever these things are that are so crucial to a civil society that the arts contribute to. And I think historically we haven't tracked them, because who would know how to track that? How would you track that? But is it reasonable to think that we're beginning to have the tools and the data and the methods of analysis that would enable us to begin to create those kinds of arguments, as opposed to just,
I think those arguments are being made, yes, arguments about, what people's feelings are about meanings and that. But from an economic point of view, of course, art is not the only supplier, if you like,